It was crazy, entertaining work at that particular time. So I said, you know what? I like this.
The thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums didn't want to win. Crawford want to win. That's it.
Floyd Mayweather was reportedly caught off guard after seeing leaked training footage of Terence Crawford ahead of his fight with Canelo. Sources say Mayweather was impressed by Crawford's speed, footwork, and crisp combinations, admitting that Crawford looks more ready than anyone expected. The clip has reignited buzz and speculation around this high-stakes matchup.
That we can't overlook. You never overlook any opponent. We can't base everything just off.
Jeff Mayweather, a well-respected figure in boxing, recently praised Terence Crawford's incredible skill set. While discussing Crawford's chances against Canelo Alvarez, Jeff suggested that a win could lead to an even bigger showdown. He pointed out that Floyd Mayweather, now 48, is still in top shape, and if Crawford delivers a standout performance, the public might start demanding a fight between the two. With Crawford chasing greatness and Floyd's legacy still looming large, Jeff's comments have only added more heat to the growing spotlight on Crawford.
I mean, of course, if he gets past Canelo, he can fight as many bums as he wants to. He gets to make the record.
Do you think he would do that, or do you think he would?
I don't know. He seemed like he's a class act, and he seemed like he'll do whatever he feels. But I don't know. I mean, at what you said, 37?
37, yeah.
37. Yeah, that's still a lot of fights though.
Yeah, so he'd have 40. So he still need 9 more to pass him. After that, and the way people fight these days.
Everybody acting like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather. Y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elites, Bud getting hit by non-elites, and somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch him.
Throughout his career, Terence Crawford has drawn motivation from the path Floyd Mayweather paved. A path that goes beyond skill, focusing on financial freedom and full control of one's brand. Their relationship isn't just for show. Crawford has applied the lessons he's learned from Mayweather to shape his own journey. From training habits to mental toughness, he's taken pieces of Floyd's approach while building his own dominant legacy. The respect between them is real, and their exchange of knowledge feels like a passing of the torch, not through retirement, but through shared values and relentless drive.
Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boss, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grind. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll beat this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd. Nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hate type.
Yeah, like platinum.
Yeah, I ain't never been that type of person ever.
When Floyd Mayweather fought a young Canelo Alvarez in 2013, he showed the world a lesson in defense and control. That fight was more than just a win, it was a powerful statement. It revealed weaknesses in Canelo's skills back then and raised the standard for greatness. Now, as Crawford gets ready to face Canelo, that fight still influences every prediction and analysis.
Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts, and the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36 with 40-something fights, and to tell you the truth, I was over the hill.
Floyd Mayweather stirred the pot with a sharp comment, bringing renewed attention to past questions about Canelo's drug testing history. Without naming substances, Floyd called out what he sees as double standards in how the boxing world handles these issues. His remarks sparked fresh debate about performance enhancers in the sport and highlighted the ongoing need for fairness and transparency, especially with Canelo now set to face a smaller but elite-level fighter like Terence Crawford.
But what we don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat. He could have been not clean in a lot of fights.
Mayweather didn't just give Crawford praise, he handed him a strategy. Reflecting on his own fight with Canelo, Floyd emphasized that skill beats power. He highlighted the importance of timing, ring IQ, and adaptability over brute strength. In his eyes, Crawford's smart, calculated style is exactly what it takes to beat someone like Canelo. Despite the size difference, Mayweather believes Crawford's sharp mind and flawless execution give him a real shot at pulling off the win.
Terence Crawford jumping up from 154 to 168 and beating this quote-unquote version of Canelo Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather accomplished beating his version of Canelo Alvarez. Is it two different versions of Canelo Alvarez? And obviously, Canelo Alvarez is 62 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is obviously bigger. When Floyd fought him, was at 152. Mayweather was 36, 37 years of age. Terence Crawford is 37 years of age, going on 38. So he'll be 38 when he fights Canelo Alvarez. Floyd had already had 2 fights at 154. He had the fight with Miguel Cotto, and he had the fight with Oscar Del.
Canelo Alvarez still has massive support, especially from fans who respect his national pride and past dominance. But lately, signs of decline have started to show. His recent fights haven't had the same explosiveness, and critics have noticed a drop in his speed and movement. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford looks sharper than ever, with quick footwork and sharp reflexes. The difference between Canelo's slow fade and Crawford's rise adds a compelling twist to the storyline.
After last night, I think Canelo versus Crawford is a much closer fight than I originally thought, although I do still favor Canelo to win. When this fight was first being talked about after Crawford beat Madrimov and Canelo beat Berlanga, I thought Crawford had around a 10 to 15% chance. I mean, he looked undersized at 154, barely got past Madrimov, and I thought Canelo would be too big, too powerful for him. But you look at Canelo last night, he's declining every single fight. I mean, his volume in the first few rounds is non-existent. He struggled to cut off the ring. He doesn't throw as many combinations. His speed is slower. He hasn't gotten a knockout in 4 years. And that's nothing against Canelo. He's been boxing for 20 years. But he looks 70% of what he used to be in his prime. Whereas Crawford, he's got solid counters, and he can definitely bang some rounds. Now, the reason I do still favor Canelo is Bud hasn't fought at 160 or 168 pounds. You know, he's moving up 2 divisions. He's going to be out of the ring for 13 months. And we just saw Ryan and Haney look extremely rusty off a layoff a couple of days ago. I'm sure that ring rust will affect Bud as well. And not to mention, he is 37 years old. But if I had to make an early prediction, I think this is a 7-5 Canelo type of fight. Originally, I had Canelo steamrolling Bud in 8 to 9 rounds, but this is a lot closer.
Crawford isn't stepping into this fight to copy anyone's game plan. While Golovkin pushed Canelo's durability and Mayweather outclassed him with skill, Crawford brings something different: his ability to switch stances and his elite timing. His team knows the key to victory is a custom approach that throws Canelo off balance and takes him out of his comfort zone. This isn't just about getting the win, it's about bringing something new to the table and showing what it really takes to beat a proven champion.
How is Terence Crawford going to beat Canelo Alvarez? We need to talk about it. When we look at the guys who've had success with Canelo, we'll look at Bivol, we'll look at Golovkin, we'll look at Floyd, and we'll look at Lara. Yes, I'll throw Lara in there, why not? I think all these fights are absolutely irrelevant coming into this bout. Some of them are just dated, or some of these guys' style just cannot apply. For example, a guy in Lara. If Crawford wanted to fight how Lara fought Canelo, he would probably gas out in 7 rounds, or if he made it 12, he just wouldn't get that decision. It's that simple. Let's take a guy in Golovkin. Crawford just simply does not have the punching power, nor do I think he has the gas tank at 68. He's not a good enough puncher to try to fight Canelo like Golovkin. He doesn't have the physical traits even in the chin department. Then you have Floyd Mayweather. Well, both can have a bit of similarities. The speed, reflexes, technical prowess, counter punching, lateral movement, it's just too much from Floyd. I don't think Bud could take much from Floyd's game plan to implement it into his own success in September. And then you have Dimitri. The speed, the technical prowess, the IQ, the length is too much. So essentially, Terence Crawford is going to have to beat Canelo in a way that nobody has ever beaten him or gave him any issues in. I'm going to tell you exactly how Crawford's going to fight. He's going to fight like his damn self. It's too late in his career to change up the game plan. It's too late in his career for him to want to change up the game plan, come into a fight of this magnitude with a style he's never fought before. That will be a recipe for disaster. He's going to be more than likely off the back foot. He's going to be looking for counter shots. And I think there will be a point in this fight where he's simply just trying.
Footage from Crawford's camp shows just how carefully he's preparing. The jab plays a key role, not only to attack, but to control distance and pace by switching stances and staying fluid. This strategy keeps opponents guessing and cuts down their chances to counter. His sparring partners mimic Canelo's aggressive style, and Crawford's success in these drills proves he can adjust on the fly, a huge edge when facing a calculated fighter like Alvarez.
Watch the right hand for the decoy.
Y'all know chess?
Yes.
Nice. Nice. Shit. That's how Star work. You know how to work. You know how to get the most out of everything. Good job, Trey.
Crawford's team isn't just working on his skills, they're backing his mental strength too. His coach emphasizes that toughness isn't about size alone. Time after time, Crawford has proven he shines brightest when others doubt him. The message to Canelo is clear: don't underestimate Crawford's heart. He's made for tough fights, and no challenge scares him.
The one thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums didn't want to win. Crawford want to win. That's it. It ain't about no belt. It ain't about nothing. You didn't sign the contract. We want to win, and he want to be the best, and he is the best. So that's what's going to be the difference. You know, Crawford got guts. He got a fighting spirit. So when you see Crawford, he going to go in there and get busy with Canelo. Don't you even doubt that. You understand? You ain't never seen Crawford stay on the back foot in no fight in his life. You understand? He the type of guy to go get you. So expect him to go get him. We going to do everything we can to him. We're going to do whatever we got to do, but one thing you can expect is Crawford is going to step to him, because you can't beat Canelo going on the back foot forever. You got to go get him. You got to do something, and he better know Crawford is coming.
Oscar De La Hoya, drawing from his own experience, raised doubts about the matchup's fairness. He pointed out that the jump in weight is a serious factor. Sometimes, no matter how skilled you are, size wins. De La Hoya believes the fight's financial lure might be taking priority over true competition, which could put Crawford at a real disadvantage against a naturally bigger fighter.
William who? Canelo versus William Skull. William who?
Oscar being back in New York over here.
No, let's just say Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford, but I'm not counting him out. The bottom line, this is the truth again, it's a money grab. That's it. Yeah.
But Crawford doesn't rely on his power. He relies on his IQ. Crawford, what he did to Spence was magic, was incredible, was amazing. And so, look, one thing about Canelo is that we all know that he walks in the ring as if there's wet cement, right? His footwork is a little too heavy. Crawford is such a smart fighter where he can he's like Bruce Lee, literally. And he's in his peak, he's in his prime. And so I think that if that fight ever happens, which I don't think it will, if that fight ever happens, I have to go with Crawford.
There you have it. Oscar De La Hoya talking about Crawford.
Juan Manuel Marquez shared similar worries, highlighting that boxing's weight classes exist to protect fighters. He stressed that, despite Crawford's skill, moving too far beyond his natural weight carries serious risks. For Marquez, this fight could be pushing the limits too far, raising questions about safety and fairness.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. You know what I mean? You know?
Right, weight classes.
You know what?
Right?
Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes for yeah. And Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power. And three more divisions, two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford. But Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination of punches. But I think the weight class is no good for him.
On a more positive note, Caleb Plant shared a balanced view. While he recognized Canelo's size advantage, he highlighted Crawford's ability to outthink opponents in the ring. Plant believes Crawford's sharp ring IQ and varied tactics could level the playing field, making this fight less one-sided than it might seem at first glance.
Terence is not a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? He's special. And, Canelo, he's a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter. Still on the pound-for-pound list, I'm sure towards somewhere near the top. And it's exciting. Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside. And he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a big question mark on the end of it, though. So that's why, I'm sure all of us are excited for that bell to ring and, be able to find out firsthand.
William Skulls kept his remarks short, but noted that this fight has grabbed worldwide attention. Being so close to Canelo in the ring adds weight to what he says. His acknowledgement of the stakes shows just how big this matchup is, not only for Crawford and Alvarez, but for boxing as a whole.
Well, I really have nothing much to say. Boxing is like a Pandora's box, so it's about to wait and see.
For Crawford, this fight is more than just a paycheck, it's a purpose. He knows a win here could define his legacy. Going up against boxing's biggest star offers a rare shot to secure his place in history. Ready and focused, Crawford isn't stepping into the ring just to win. He's there to leave a powerful mark that won't be forgotten.
What's the biggest fight in boxing?
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
UFC. Come 12.
Everyone's talking about the weight differences. What's your kind of response to that, Terence?
That's why we fight the fight. So September 12th, we all going to see if the weight going to make a difference or not.
Do you want to fight him twice and then retire? Is that kind of the ideal thing for you?
One fight at a time. One fight at a time.
Trainer Joel Diaz offered a cautious perspective, highlighting Canelo's history of beating bigger opponents. He warned that no matter how skilled Crawford is, his punches might not carry the same impact at super middleweight. For Diaz, the key concern is that power works differently in higher weight classes, and Crawford will have to show his shots still pack a punch to earn respect.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more updates coming soon.